I know that this is a personal subject of interest for Paul.
Why?
Well, yeah, you talk about it.
Dude, I think Paul's a
quite
deepfake,
often.
though. I've always kind of suspected deepfake Paul, dude.
You know this because you're interested in the post-truth world, and this is
the herald.
Yeah, this is
one of the many heralds.
This is one of the heralds of that. So let's take a look at this story from Fox 5. I think this is in New York. Detecting deepfakes.
New York pizza is definitely not as good as Chicago. The Red Sox are the greatest team ever, and New York City subways always run on time.
Wait a second, who is that guy? It sounds like Steve Lacy, but it kind of looks like me, and I know I never said any of those things.
Let me just replay.
But this fake news anchor is a real example of a fascinating new technology with frightening potential uses. I'm looking at this, and it looks like a real person. I mean, it's not me, it's not Steve, it's some Frankenstein mix of both, but obviously my mouth never said those words.
Right. That's how well the algorithm understands your face.
The videos are what's known as deepfakes, a computer-generated clip using an algorithm that learned my face so well that it can recreate it with remarkable accuracy. My generated face can then be swapped onto someone else's head like that original video with Steve.
New tonight.
Or it can be used to make it look entirely like me, saying things I've never said.
New York City subways always run on time.
We noticed those artifacts.
For this piece, I worked with Professor Sway Liu and his team at the Computer Science Department at the University at Albany.
For a lot of people, seeing is believing. Is that not the case anymore with deepfake?
Well, I'll at least say it's not 100% true anymore.
Their deepfake research is funded by DARPA,
Wonderful.
the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency.
Yeah, not basically no.
But
Yeah, you can't trust what you see anymore.
You know, I would say, you know, like I don't know. I never understood why these motherfuckers mince words like that. The answer is just no.
I mean, the real answer to that is that has been over for some time now.
Right,
when it
but
comes
now,
to,
well, I mean, it's definitely over
What
now.
about this? What about the website Medium where people can publish stories? I was reading about what's the guy's name? Pete Buttigieg there, and and he was accused on Medium, and people were like ran with it, like, oh yeah, this guy did these horrible things, and it's like, so now you can. There's so many websites that spread narratives, and it could be about anybody. They could have like a thing. Let's go on Medium.com. Anyone can publish an article. This is why Paul Zigo did this. This is why Scott Kirk did this.
Social media is perfect for this because think about what it's replaced. It's replaced face-to-face talks with people. It's replaced meeting up with your friends. It's replaced actually like shaking the hand of somebody you know and looking in the eye and having a genuine, heartfelt conversation. We've allowed that to be taken from us. So now the narrative is the truth. Whoever's first to the presses gets to decide what the truth is.
Yeah, and they're about to talk in this video about the potential threat of deep fakes being used for such political attacks and other acts of sabotage and terrorism.
Actually, the R&D branch of the Defense Department, working to develop a set of tools the government and public can use to detect and combat the rise of deepfakes.
Are you basically the fact checker of deepfakes?
What we are doing here is providing a kind of automatic technical means for the authentication of these kind of videos.
And shockingly, they're not that hard to make. All it takes is a few seconds of video of someone, a powerful computer, and some code. Code Professor Liu and his team don't release publicly.
The real danger, I believe, is the fact that the line between what is real and what is fake is blurred because of the existing of this kind of technology.
So here's the original video of Steve Lacy saying the fake script.
New tonight, New York pizza is...
Here's the algorithm learning my face, and again, the finished product.
New York City subways always run on time.
But this is more than just a news anchor face swap experiment. Think about it. The power to make a video of anybody saying anything is, to say the least, alarming. Even the former president is raising red flags.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point.
And that one's obviously fake.
Even if they would never say those things.
The funny thing is, that's not Barack Obama. That video is a deepfake. Actor Jordan Peele is impersonating Obama's voice. The algorithm is doing the rest.
Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet.
It's not hard to imagine how a deepfake video could quickly create a very scary real-world scenario. Say a video of a world leader like Vladimir Putin pops up on the internet declaring war on another country. Or maybe the head of a major company announcing his or her abrupt resignation, putting the markets in a tailspin. Videos like that could spread like wildfire before fact-checkers, journalists, and governments even have the chance to validate it.
Are we organized in a way that we could possibly respond fast enough to a catastrophic deepfakes attack?
And the government is paying attention.
Nope.
It poses a
shit.
major threat to the United States and something that the intelligence community needs to be restructured.
I love
to
the
address.
public face of
And
this
that's
is
where
like, how do we
Professor
stop this from hurting Americans? And behind the scenes, they're like, how do we use this to hurt these people?
Fucking
How are we going to use this? Come on.
It's going to be used. Why would they not use it?
I'm not worried really all that much about corporate, terrorism or whatever the fuck with this. I'm worried about the government using it, dumbasses. What are you going to do to stop yourselves from using this negatively?
I mean, the fact of the matter is that everybody who has access to this technology, which is pretty much
everybody.
It's not hard to do.
No.
I mean, there's websites where, like, the first I heard about this technology was people using it to put famous actresses' faces on porn stars.
Right.
So that they can do, like, oh, look, it's fucking Ellen Page getting railed up the ass or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And, then it started getting used more and more. And now it's to the point where, the technology is only getting better. Like, you could tell that Barack Obama video was fake because
Yes.
there was some kind of weird shit
And it
around the
didn't
edges,
sound
and
exactly
the
like
voice
him.
was not right.
Right.
But, you fucking... The technology gets a little bit better, marginally better.
I mean, like, they're just not quite there yet with faces. But one of the facts that blows me away is that, like, and maybe we've talked about this before, but when you watch car commercials, you're not actually looking at a car.
Right.
And it's been that way for a long time now, for years and years. Like, they never actually show the real car in car commercials. They have this little drone go-kart that they can modify to have the same wheel span as the car that they want to shoot. And then they shoot it like a big green screen thing with reference points and add the car in later with all the slick reflections and perfectly clean windshields and shit. So, like, you already have been fooled by this type of technology.
Sure.
And to think that you're not going to be fooled by a facial one is just ridiculous.
Now, I want to show you a related video here. This is a YouTube video. This is an AI creating human beings from scratch, basically.
Okay.
And let's try to get this the highest quality we possibly can. I think it's yeah, let's do that. So this is just
These people don't exist.
no, none of these people actually exist. This is a computer just creating people and what they're wearing and what their accessories might be. And just, this is an AI just creating people and
Wow.
outfits.
That's fucking insane.
And you see how easy it is.
That's just, like, gives me chills, honestly.
Well, not only that, I mean, talking about deep fakes. How about a bunch of people to support your deep fake? There you go.
I mean, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, like, imagine if you used this technology to create the person's body and movements and then just superimpose the deep fake face onto your CG construct.
I'll tell you what, dude. Looking at this, it's a matter of time before some story breaks about some popular media figure or personality being a complete hoax.
Right.
Like, not existing at all.
For all the scary talk about what nefarious deeds AI will be capable of one day, a geeky fight that tends to spark debate about whether the technology is a net positive or could eventually bring about the destruction of humanity, there's at least one observable skill that AI is increasingly mastering right now, a skill that AI is starting to actually get so good at it that it may even shock you. We've already played the video. What the video above depicts is a collection of humans that an AI-generated algorithm, courtesy of DataGrid, a startup company based in Japan's Kyoto University, designed. The poses, the clothes, the different hairstyles, stances, everything. The AI came up with it all. A stunning bit of understanding about the humans who occupy the world around it. According to a translation of the text that accompanies the video, the researchers use what's called a generative adversarial network, or GAN, to generate the high-resolution 1024 by 1024 images of non-existent humans. It goes on to suggest that this kind of thing could be used in a variety of ways, such as by creating virtual models for industries like advertising and fashion.
Yeah, that'll definitely happen too.
So like the modeling industry just shit its pants about this, or like models in general, or like, whoa. Yeah, they're like truckers.
Why fucking look, I mean, automation is increasingly replacing every fucking buddy. I mean, eventually it's going to replace us. It's going to replace there's going to be computers that can write better than the best writer in history and paint better than the best painter in history, and so on and so forth.
A stunning new piece of AI technology is able to bullshit and get stoned like a neckbeard.
Yes.
It's like, oh no.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, if it can just generate, like, look, it can identify, here's what appeals to this demographic of people that are in our audience, and it can create a better fat stoner neckbeard degenerate asshole to ramble about the day's events than us.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Shit, man.
And then we're just fucking obsolete. But by then, by the time it gets to us, it'll have already replaced so many fucking people that the whole culture will be feeling the fucking pangs of this shit.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of just wonder if it's going to go to the level of people just revolting against it. Like it did in Dune, where people are just like, fuck this. We're going to destroy all computers, you know?
I don't know. I mean, yeah, that is one of the barriers, or the possible barriers to like a transhumanist future or an AI governed future.
Human beings just rioting against their own obsolescence.
Well, it's going to be that growth period, and really, like, this wouldn't be scary technology if we didn't live in the world we live in now, and we know all the fucking nefarious ways that this is already being used.
And all the new nefarious ways it will be used.
And the ways it's replacing normal people and putting them out of jobs. You know, we know all of that shit, and so we can see how this is going to be used in the future. And yeah, I think people are going to get fucking sick of it and going to start demanding, you know, companies use real personalities, and they're going to start, you know, there's going to be a movement against this shit for sure that's going to hurt the overall movement towards an AI that governs our society.
Which is what you were hoping for.
I mean, a lot of people have been talking too. I mean, everyone talks about Yang Gang, but I've seen a lot of people write about this issue before, is how automation is going to replace so many fucking jobs. So what are you going to do with that population? I mean, rioting becomes a way higher probability if 20 or 30 million more people don't have jobs.
I already told you in an earlier story that if you interpret unemployment data in the most broad sense possible by including everyone who could be working that isn't, unemployment's like 21%. So imagine when it's at 30%, 40%, 50%.
We're all gluttons. Every restaurant now, and they're increasing mobile ordering. They're increasingly having kiosks. And eventually, it's going to be no one there to help you. It's going to be all done by computers. And when they can make the back end people gone, they'll be gone too. They'll have remote support. They'll have fucking robots to go and fix the machines at some point. It won't matter. They won't need any humans to run these places.
It's already practically fucking impossible to get a human being if you call customer support for most companies.